Matt Damon and Ben Affleck got close to making their own version of Heated Rivalry, but this one would have been set in the world of baseball and taken place a couple of decades ago. Matt and Ben are one of my favorite Hollywood friendships, not just because of how successful they've been, but also because of how they've been able to use that success to make some significant changes in Hollywood. They're currently doing the press rounds for their new movie on Netflix, The Rip, which marks their 15th collaboration since they first started working together. They grew up together in Boston, and when it turned out that they had the same dream of being actors, they started chasing that dream together. They made their on-screen debut together in Field of Dreams, where they were both working as uncredited extras. From there, they moved to LA together, shared an apartment as they were first starting out, and of course there was the infamous shared bank account that we hear asked about every single time they do a movie together. As they both started chasing their dreams, they were not only getting cast in movies together, but also helping each other get roles on different projects that they were part of. And of course, in 1997, they have their massive big break with Good Will Hunting, a movie that they wrote together and starred in. But thanks to Andy Cohen, we now officially know there was a 16th movie that got away from us. During all the press for The Rip, Matt came on Andy Cohen's show. And on that show, Andy Cohen asked Matt Damon the question that everyone wants to know. Have you watched Heated Rivalry yet? Matt admitted that he hadn't seen the show yet, but that he had heard a lot about it. And Andy kind of tried to tease Matt, saying that didn't he and Ben play hockey when they were growing up together in Boston? Matt not only corrected him and said that they used to play Little League Baseball together, but he said that they had also been developing a project previously that would have been a gay baseball romance. The project was an adaptation of a book called The Dreyfus Affair, which was published in 1992. That book focused on a star shortstop who fell in love with his second baseman while they were trying to make it to the World Series. Based on the summary of this book, it would have not only followed their romance, but the fallout of their teammates finding out, the way that the world of baseball would react, and of course some of the racial complications of one of the characters being a black man. And while this would have been more of a teammate to lover situation and obviously has a lot more political undertones, you can see why there was a world where this was compared to Heated Rivalry. Ultimately, Matt said the reason that they didn't move forward with this project was because they couldn't get a good script, despite the fact that the book itself was very good. But it's really interesting to think about what this movie would have looked like had they actually moved forward with it. Matt didn't specify when this movie was in development, but it's understandable that it would have been somewhere around the time that Good Will Hunting came out, which means that if this movie had been made, it actually could have predated Brokeback Mountain. And obviously, I do want to point out that Matt and Ben wouldn't have played those romantic characters, given that one of those characters is black, but I also am really interested in this what if this movie had come out in the early 2000s, starring two of the biggest stars in Hollywood at the time, and what that conversation would have looked like and how it would have changed media moving forward, how the world of baseball might have responded to this story in the way that hockey has had to respond to Heated Rivalry, and also how those two stars might have approached this story. And I do wonder what kind of domino effect or inspiration this movie might have made had they actually gotten it to the screen. I am curious to see, with the Heated Rivalry effect on the industry and with Matt Damon bringing this book to light again, whether we'll see an uptick in readership or if we will see the movie actually make it to the screen somewhere else. I will say that this project feels like one that could have made a seismic shift in the industry and really feels like such a big what if.